Hey, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in, checking out this little video. I'm just going to do a quick little video about this Tamron 17-50mm 2.8 VC lens. I'm just going to talk about some things that I like about it. I'm going to talk about some things that I don't like about it. Give some tips for some shooting and things like that. I'm not going to get very technical about the specs on the lens and all of those things. There's plenty of review videos and there's plenty of articles and things like that. All you have to do is Google to find those things out. But this is just going to be my hands-on impression. What I think about the lens, what I use it for, and just my overall impressions. So thanks for tuning in, and we're going to take a look at this lens just a little bit further. So here we have it. We have the Tamron 17-50mm 2.8 lens. I really love this lens. I do a lot of different type of shooting, so I don't just shoot one particular thing. I don't just shoot landscapes. I just don't shoot portraits. I shoot a lot of different things. So with this 17mm, the wide angle, it gives you a really good angle for shooting landscapes. That's one of the things that I really like to shoot. So just going out to the park or going into the city and shooting things at a wide angle. This lens gives you the ability to do that, and it also stops down to a really low aperture of 2.8. So it's very good for low light situations, and I love it for that. Also, I do a lot of portraitures. I do a lot of portrait work, things of that sort. And so being able to come up to the 50mm without having to change lenses or anything like that, and it keeping that constant 2.8 aperture is extremely important. It's going to give you that extremely that really good background blur and or bokeh, if you will. It's also going to be good for filming at night, also from 17 to 50. Me personally, the things that I really like about this lens, one is the price. I was able to get mine from Amazon for it was used, and it was right around $230 or so. So that is really good for this lens. Also, outside of the price, I really like the smoothness of the zoom. From 17 to 50. I do a lot of video work and things like that. And as you're zooming here, I mean, it's just a really good, really solid, very smooth zoom. It doesn't hiccup or anything like that. It doesn't get caught in between, as you're pulling your focal length in and out. It doesn't get caught or anything like that. It's very smooth. All right. On the other hand, one thing that I don't like about the lens, or I won't say don't like, but one thing that you have to get used to with this lens is it doesn't have full-time autofocus. Meaning that if you have this lens on the autofocus position, it locks it. And so you're not able to actually change the focus here once it's locked. You have to actually come here, turn off the button here. Hopefully you can see that. But you have to turn the button off here, turn it on and off to come into manual focus and autofocus. One thing that I don't like about the lens is this focus ring. I find it very, very hard sometimes to get precise focus. It has, I don't know if you can see that, hopefully you can, but it has these little areas where it just kind of hicks up like that if you're trying to make small adjustments. So hopefully you can see that, but if you're trying to zoom on things, sometimes it'll hiccup like that. So let's say I'm going, and I'm trying to zoom on something really fast, but I have this at 50, all right? And it's a really close-up image, so I'm trying to get it spot on. Well, you can zoom in here like that, but let's say you try to stop and make those small adjustments. It's really noticeable that you're focusing, that you're having some trouble focusing in and out. It doesn't really slide very easily. What I have to do personally, maybe you can see it from this angle too, what I have to do is when I'm focusing, I actually have to put my fingers here, right here, and use part of the body to actually focus more precise. You would see it better on camera. Of course, there's not a lot of weight here, like counteracting what I'm doing. But that's one thing that I find kind of difficult. That's one thing that I find kind of hard is really just this focus ring. It doesn't focus as smoothly as I would like for it to. But another really good thing is I like the fact that this lens has a lock on it. Maybe you can see that. Hopefully you can. But it locks. So it'll lock your focal length at 17, just so you know, so you can't move it or anything like that. That's really cool. The one thing that's really, really great about the lens is the VC. The previous lens to this did not have the vibration control, and so this is really, really good for video. Having the ability to change this is just, I mean, it's awesome. Having the ability to do a lot of hands-on, you can do a lot of hands-on work with the VC. Maybe I'll show some videos of some things that I've shot hands-on. With having that VC on, it really, really allows you to when I say hand work, what I mean by that is handheld things. So for things that you may not use a tripod with, or maybe you don't have an expensive rig or something like that, that VC really allows you to do some handheld things. So yeah, those are my overall impressions. I love this lens. This is my daily shooter. I have this on my camera every single time I go out to shoot, unless I'm doing like a special project or something like that. But this is my go-to lens. Every single time I go shoot, every time I go do video, this is what I take with me. This stays in my bag along with the 50 1.8 and some other lenses. But this right here is what stays on my camera all of the time. So yeah, those are my overall, impressions of this lens. Of course, you can take a look at some things on the internet. You can see some images. I'm going to include some images and some video into this particular video. So hopefully it's been helpful for you. But yes, if you're looking for a really great lens that's going to give you a really great portraiture as well as some landscape capabilities, this is the lens. This is the lens to go with, if you ask me.